Okay guys, so the first thing that I will need is going to be salmon, of course. That is your protein, your seafood, your main thing that you'll need for this dish. I have my seasonings, which is pink Himalayan salt, cayenne pepper, black pepper, garlic salt, Italian seasoning, onion powder, garlic powder. I have these onions. I have these mushrooms. I can't talk right now. I've been kind of drinking. But I have these mushrooms that I'm going to finish up before they go bad, which is why it's only like 2 in here. I'm going to use that. Onions, minced garlic. I have some whole cloves of garlic as well, which let me show y'all. I may use, I may not use, I'm not sure yet. So I have that, and then of course I have some lemons so that I can put on my salmon. You always want some lemon. That brings out the freshness of seafood. So any seafood that you have, you always want some lemon. I have fresh parsley, butter, which is only like a little bit. And then for my sauce, which I will use these cheeses, mozzarella Italian style, which is mozzarella, provolone, Romano, Asiago, and Parmesan cheese, which it wasn't a need to be buying this now that I read this, but in the store I didn't read like what was all in here. Whatever. Asparagus, of course you always want to have your side of greens with whatever you eat. And then last but not least would be the heavy whipping cream. Oh, I don't know if I showed y'all my noodles or not, but I'm using fettuccine. So this will be all that I'm using to cook, and let's get started. So right here, I am just putting some salt in my water, and I'll put some olive oil in there as well. So I'm basically seasoning my water for my noodles and putting olive oil in there so that my noodles don't stick together. Is lining it every time that I get ready to cook so that it'll be an easy cleanup. However, I'm not gonna lie, I love not using aluminum foil. For some reason, it just kind of gives it a different little flair or something. I don't know, y'all, but I just like it that way. But I'm just gonna set this and the salmon aside for right now. As you know, if you eat seafood, salmon, well not salmon, but just seafood in general cooks really fast. So that may be like 5 minutes before I'm done with everything else that I cooked the salmon. So I'm just gonna go ahead and cut these up and give them a wash. So right here, I'm using olive oil to put into my pan that's going to be for my sauce. And right before that, you saw me use some olive oil in that back pan as well behind the pot for the noodles. And that is just my pan for my asparagus. So I do just want to say this recipe is really me winging it as far as in how much to use. So with the noodles, I kind of just eyeballed it. With the veggies that I'm cutting up, you kind of just eyeball it based on how many people that you're feeding. And it's just me and my roommate, so I don't have to use a lot. And as you see, I'm only putting the onions in here right now. Mushrooms do not take long to cook at all. So those will be the last thing that I throw in the pot, in the pan. And let me just say, you know I love y'all to have this freaking tripod right here while I'm cooking, to where I just have to keep moving it as I cook. Like, you know I love y'all, because it was really in the way. So I've rinsed off my asparagus, and now I am going to season them just a little bit. I'm just going to use a little bit of garlic salt, being that we already used Himalayan salt. We don't want it to be too salty. Just a little bit of pepper. And onion powder. Now while they're in there, I'm just gonna I wish I could smell how it, I mean, I wish I could smell through the phone because, baby, it smells amazing in here. So now I'm going to use the, put the things in there. And let me use this. All right. I don't know about y'all, but like 2 years, maybe 3 years ago, Amber Rose had posted Sebastian, which is her son, on her IG, and I can't remember what it was. She was asking them what color something was, and he was like, translucent. So yeah, you basically want to cook your onions until they're translucent. And then you want to go in with your heavy cream. You want to go ahead and do that. Now, what was I? Oh, I was putting garlic powder on this back here. Okay. And let them kind of hang out. Now, this step is optional, but this is what I do once my fettuccine is done. I take them off the stove and I put it in some cold water just a little bit. But before I do that, I take like a little cup and I put some of this pasta water in there. And don't ask me why I do this. I just remember being young and I saw, I was watching Emerald Lagasse, I think, or however you pronounce his name. I was watching him and he did that, and ever since then I've been doing it. So I just took the salmon out of the packaging. You definitely want to rinse your salmon off or clean it. Hey, whatever you want to do before you start cooking with it. So right here, I'm just seasoning my sauce. I'm using all of my seasonings, all of them that I have out except for the cayenne pepper. The cayenne pepper is only for the salmon. That's to give it a little kick, like it's some blackened seasoning pretty much. So you'll just see me using everything right here. So that cheese I didn't show at the beginning because I forgot that we had it, but it was only just like a little couple pieces of Parmesan, but it was from like a previous time or something, child. I ain't no telling, but it was in the fridge, so of course I was gonna throw that thing up in there too. To let that butter melt. So put that on really low, and we're gonna add some more heavy cream to this. So now, which this parsley I've had too, so I've already washed it off. I'm just gonna take a little bit of it. And instead of using a chopping board, I'm just gonna break it up in my hand like that. And there we have it, y'all. This is it, guys. Thank you much. Thank you much. Thank you so much for watching.